The 1976 era Bicentennial Quarter dollar. Imagine this. You're holding a dusty old jar of coins, the kind that's been sitting untouched for decades. You reach in casually, expecting nothing more than some worn-out loose change, but suddenly, something catches your eye. A quarter unlike any other, a quarter with a drummer boy on the back, faded, dirty, maybe even scratched up from years of being forgotten. But what if I told you that this old, dirty coin's so valuable, collectors would do anything to get their hands on them? And today, you're going to discover exactly what they look like, how they happened, why they're so rare, and which tiny details can turn a 25-cent piece into a life-changing treasure. The story of the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter dollar begins in 1975, when the U.S. Mint created a brand new design for America's 100th birthday celebration, a coin featuring the famous colonial drummer on the reverse and dual dates 1776 to 1976. These coins were struck by the hundreds of millions, making them one of the most common circulating commemorative coins in U.S. history. But that massive production also opened the door for something collectors love even more: errors. And it's these rare mistakes, some tiny, some dramatic, that have turned a few lucky quarters into some of the most valuable coins of the entire 20th century. Let's start with one of the most shocking and famous discoveries struck on silver plankets. While regular quarters were made from copper-nickel clad, a small number were accidentally struck on 40% silver plankets intended for special collector sets. Most of these silver plankets were used for San Francisco minted proof and uncirculated sets, but a handful slipped into regular production. That weighs about 5.75 grams. You may be holding a silver error worth thousands of dollars, even in circulated condition. A pristine example has sold for over $20,000, but experts believe some ultra-high-grade survivors could reach $50,000 to $100,000, and if an unknown, newly discovered superb gem appears something fresh, clean, untouched, its value. But silver isn't the only accidental metal involved. One of the most mind-blowing errors struck on a cent planchet. Imagine a bicentennial design, but on a tiny copper disc meant for a 1-cent coin. The strike is weak, the design is cut off at the edges, and the color is unmistakably reddish-brown. These bizarre coins have shocked collectors, with prices between $5,000 and $15,000, depending on grade. Some experts believe that an ultra-high-grade example, if discovered today, could trigger a bidding war strong enough to push values into the $50,000 or $100,000 range. And then, there are the off-metal errors so rare, they almost feel unreal. A struck on a dime planchet is one of the rarest ever recorded. These tiny silvery bicentennial quarters look almost like miniature versions of the real thing. They're light, small in diameter, and missing large parts of the design because a dime blank simply isn't big enough to hold a quarter design. These have been known to sell for $30,000 to $50,000, with the possibility of six-figure values if an exceptionally crisp example appears, but that's not all. Some of the most dramatic errors involve wrong reverse combinations and minting mishaps, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and missing clad layers. A double struck, especially one where the second strike is off-center and clearly visible, can bring $5,000 to $20,000, depending on how dramatic the mistake is. The more visible the second strike, the more valuable the coin. One of the most dramatic errors ever discovered is the missing clad layer. These coins appear copper-colored on one side and normal on the other. Some appear fully copper on both sides if both clad layers are missing. A strong, clean example of a missing clad layer error can bring $1,000 to $10,000, with the rarest dual layer missing coins pushing $15,000 to $25,000 or more. A perfect gem example could reach $50,000 easily. Next comes one of the most visually shocking errors, the off-center strike, when the design is dramatically off to one side, say 50% off-center with full readable dates. Collectors will pay enormous premiums. A well-struck drummer boy with clear dual dates, 1776 to 1976, but shifted heavily off the flan, can fetch $1,000 to $8,000, and in extreme cases, even $15,000 or more. But then we reach a category of errors so astronomically rare, so important to U.S. coinage, that they skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands, possibly even millions of dollars. Off-metal strikes believed to exist, but never fully verified. such as the legendary struck on a silver dollar planchette, or one struck on an experimental blank, or even a foreign planchette. If a truly unknown off-metal bicentennial quarter were authenticated today, especially one in high grade, that coin would instantly become one of the most important U.S. error coins ever discovered, and its value could easily surpass $500,000, maybe even hit $1 million to $2 million, similar to other legendary mint error finds. Now let's go deeper into what makes these error coins so special, the history behind the rush to produce billions of bicentennial coins. In 1975 and 1976, the mint was under pressure to create enough commemorative coins for America's 100th anniversary. Production was non-stop. Dies wore out, machines overheated, mint workers scrambled to meet impossible deadlines. When the U.S. mint rushes, mistakes happen, and those mistakes become treasures for collectors. The errors are so varied, so dramatic, and so rare that each one tells a story, a true fragment of American minting history. Now imagine you're sorting through an old box of belongings, maybe in your garage, maybe in your late grandparents' attic. Dusty, dirty, grimy coins that haven't seen daylight in decades. Many collectors found their most valuable 1976 era bicentennial quarter dollars in old jars, coin trays, dresser drawers, or boxes of pocket change saved by relatives. And here's the kicker. Many of the rarest errors don't look perfect. They're often dirty, worn, scratched, or tarnished because they circulated before anyone realized they were special. That means even an ugly, old, dirty 1976 error bicentennial quarter dollar could still be worth thousands, or in the case of a mega-rare error, hundreds of thousands or millions. Collectors especially love the full drum lines on the bicentennial drummer boy design. If your quarter, even an error, shows sharp details on the drum and clear lines across the drum surface, the value increases dramatically. Combine full drum lines with a mint error, and the value jumps even higher. Than there's the mint mark. Is more common than a 1976 error, but certain rare San Francisco minted proofs with mint errors are worth tremendous amounts of money, especially missing clad layers or wrong planchette strikes. A silver proof error from San Francisco can bring $10,000 to $50,000, and possibly more if unique. Even more fascinating are the double dies, especially those on the drummer boy's drumsticks, the lettering, or the dual date 1776 to 1976. Strong double die errors can bring $500 to $5,000, and certain dramatic ones could easily bring $10,000 if discovered today. Now imagine this. You're at a flea market, and you spot a dealer with a box labeled all coins 25 cents each. You dig through it, and at the bottom of the box lies an old, dirty bicentennial quarter. You almost skip it, but you pick it up anyway and see something strange. Maybe the design is off-center. Maybe the metal color looks wrong. Maybe the edges look odd. You buy it for a quarter, and a month later, a grading service certifies struck on a silver planchette worth $15,000. Stories like this happen more than you think. But the most incredible stories come from unsearched bags and rolls. Imagine someone opening a sealed bankroll from 1976, untouched for nearly 50 years, and discovering a wrong planchette bicentennial quarter. That coin instantly becomes a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And now we reach the most exciting part. The type of error that could be worth life-changing money. The rarest group of all, unique or unknown errors. These are the coins that make headlines. The coins experts talk about for decades. If someone discovers struck on gold, even accidentally, even as a test strike, that coin would become a national treasure worth millions of dollars. If someone finds a triple struck bicentennial quarter, a proof reverse on a clad planchette, or a hybrid mule with another coin's design, that discovery could instantly become a $500,000 to $2 million coin. And here's the part collectors love most. You could find one today. In circulation, in a coin roll, in a garage sale, in your grandparents' old purse. That possibility keeps people searching, keeps collectors excited, and keeps videos like this one absolutely electrifying. So keep your eyes open for any 1976 bicentennial quarter dollar that looks even slightly unusual. Check the weight, check the edges, check the color. Check for off-center designs, missing layers, or weird metal tones. Because the next person to find one of these rare masterpieces could be you. The 1976 era Bicentennial Quarter dollar remains one of the most fascinating, exciting, and potentially valuable coins in all of modern American numismatics. From silver plankets to missing clad layers to dramatic off-centers to legendary rumored off-metal errors that could break auction records, these coins keep surprising the world. And with values ranging from hundreds to thousands, and in some extreme cases even millions, this is one coin every collector